My name is Guy.
Sunday should be warm and sunny, just a scattering of drive-bys.
And I live in paradise.
Welcome back to Director's Choice. Free Guy is slowly making its way up to becoming the summer movie of the year, and Ryan Reynolds is the star in the middle of it all. But we can't say the same for his character, Guy.
Well, enjoy your lifetime supply of virginity. Off you go.
Disney's latest success takes a deeper look into the sinister world of game development and capitalism, but we'll get into that later. The main character, Guy, is ironically not such a major character in his world. But before we go on, spoiler alert. This movie contains scenes and dialogue from the movie Free Guy, and if you're not a fan of spoilers, you've been warned.
We're not real. Doesn't that mean that nothing you do matters?
I am sitting here with my best friend trying to help him get through a tough time. Now, if that's not real...
In this episode of Director's Choice, though, our spotlight is on Guy, or more precisely, the psychology behind his character. How much of his technical background is responsible for his personality? Why do his battles with existence strike a familiar chord? And why does free will seem to be such a huge thing for him to handle? Well, you're about to find out all these things and so much more. Here's the breakdown of Guy's psychology.
He's just resting.
In pieces! That man is dead!
He's so sleepy.
From his name to everything else about him, Guy's character is mostly linear. At first glance, there's nothing complex to unpack about him in a world that looks basic. Or at least so it seems in the first few minutes of the movie. But the truth behind Guy's character goes deeper than an overly simplified lifestyle. Guy works as a bank teller with a catchphrase. His daily routine is the exact same, and he doesn't realize that he's living in a simulation of reality. Guy's very existence is based on code that was written and run by programmers. He lives in Free City, where strange events, like a store owner getting thrown through glass doors while being robbed, are considered the norm for a Monday morning.
Mondays, am I right, Joe?
You said it, Guy.
Though details about his background are not exactly provided, beyond the fact that he's a programmer's idea being brought to life in a life-simulating video game, there are some observable facts about Guy. As a non-player character, also known as NPC in Free City, he pretty much faded into the background whenever gamers were completing missions. He appears to be in his mid to late 20s and sticks to a specific routine. Guy is the textbook definition of a good guy. He's optimistic and content with zero complaints, like he's always walking around on a permanently positive vibe. Guy is very happy with life as he knows it, until his deeper awareness is triggered, but we'll get into that later. He wakes up every day with a smile on his face and doesn't flinch when blazing guns cross his path. For him, a normal day includes the appearance of random criminals controlled by gamers in real life, who come to rob the bank where he works as part of their game missions. He and his best friend, aptly named Buddy, who works as the security guard for the bank, are overly compliant and complacent with their lives. Every time the robbers come, they get down with smiles on their faces and conversing like there's nothing wrong with the situations they were experiencing.
Joe, this is scary! He's just resting.
In pieces! That man is dead!
Like other non-playing characters in Free City, Guy conforms to the controls of his code and doesn't try to break out of any of his routines or reactions. Before gaining self-awareness, Guy was satisfied with the way his life was, and despite all the violence around him, his happy demeanor never changed. Guy always had a smile and saw a positive highlight to the situation. Not that he had a lot of thought processes to counter the optimism, but for a while, he never tried. Wearing the light blue shirt and khaki pants were enough to keep Guy happy and compliant, until they weren't.
You ever think that there's got to be more?
More than what?
The stuff we do day after day.
Guy began to question his choices, reactions, and the plot thickened. Guy didn't have much of an opinion about anything for a long time. Not his clothes, nor his coffee. But it all changed when he started becoming more self-aware. It began with some identity conflict about there being more to life than his usual routine.
Okay, fine.
Oh my God!
What are these, trick glasses or something?
Guy's code origins featured a free will mode that would be triggered when he meets his destined, or should we say programmed, love. Molotov Girl, a special character in Free City.
I thought I had everything I needed. But then I met her.
Everybody down on the ground. Everybody except you.
In a meet cute that gets as cute as you'd expect in a game real-life crossover, Molotov Girl manages to convince Guy that the world around him was not reality. And though it turned out to be fortunate in the end, it first threw Guy into a complex identity conflict. For someone who had lived his life repeating the same routines, the thought of making specific choices made Guy uncomfortable. Like most people in the real world who have had to change the patterns they're used to, Guy sought comfort in the things that felt familiar to him. He started questioning if there was a point to his efforts and existence as a whole. However, Guy's repeated encounters with Molotov Girl and the discovery of some abilities that came with his self-awareness did not just make him a good guy, it made him a great guy.
In 2 days, the game is going to shut down. You, this whole city, they'll be gone.
What if we can save it?
Guy is not the typical hero, not for any type of role. He was simply one of those people who admired the superheroes and respected their work, but never really saw himself saving anyone. And a lot of this was because he was stuck in the conformist mindset. His society wasn't encouraging to nonconformists because being the odd one out really meant being the odd one out.
Is this what recreational drugs feel like?
When Guy became the only NPC to try to use his free will and change some of his decisions and routines, it didn't sit right with some of the other NPCs.
This world, it's a video game, and it's full of bad guys.
Guy began to develop more conscious thought processes and abilities. He leveled up and helped Molotov Girl unlock the safe house that the programmers needed to stake their claim to the game's code. Guy is everybody's guy. He looks out for others, even when he hadn't developed the free will to prevent harm from happening to them. Guy is concerned about everyone, and his optimism shines through because he wishes the best for everyone. In his friendship with Buddy, Guy experiences stability and is able to develop an emotional attachment that stays with him till the very end. With Molotov Girl, the relationship is more romantic, and it's very symbolic to Guy's heroic journey. Guy helped Molotov Girl accomplish the mission of rescuing the NPCs onto the Free Will Island, which, in reality, helped the programmers gain back ownership of their original code. At one point or another, we've all acted or thought like Guy did before he understood his reality better. You might feel out of place, or notice that someone in your friendship circle might be struggling to find an identity within the friendship, career, and other important aspects. Like Guy did, find something that you're passionate about and stick through it in spite of any challenges. Guy didn't know he needed more in life until he experienced what it was like to love and be loved. Seek out those experiences that drag you out of your comfort zone and make a change that'll retell your story, just like Guy. That's all for today. Thanks for joining us on the breakdown of Guy's psychology. Take a moment to look at this other recent clip by Director's Choice, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring that bright notification bell to get alerts for our latest videos.